Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for a YouTube video discussion. Now, I wanted to make this kind of a comedy skit, throw some comedy into my videos, but maybe not right now. I think that it's still a little bit too soon. I need to sort of get a little bit more confident in how I think I'm going to approach that before I try to do it. So for now, we're just going to do a normal YouTube video discussion, which is what I'm good for. So thank you for joining me, Retro Geek, probably the most boring YouTube personality out there on the internet. So if you found me, then, congrats on that. You can feel free to like, subscribe. I do videos like this every so often, just to sort of get my opinion out there and see what you guys think. These videos really are an open forum for discussion. I know that not a lot of people see them, even fewer comment on them, but it is still something that's there for people to watch and for people to be a part of, if they so please. So, what has tickled my fancy today that I decided that I wanted to go make a video on? Well, I saw an article, and I sort of, this is the reason why I might end up buying a computer again, is because I sort of wish I could just pull this up and show this side by side with me. But we have, I think it was from Tech Radar. I don't remember where I saw it. I don't remember the source. I'm sorry. If I can find it between here and posting it to YouTube, I'll try to remember to put it into the description somewhere if I remember where I found it. But I saw a discussion that stated that they believe, and this is something that I believe also, that that Nintendo. Sorry, back that up. That Nintendo is going to integrate smartphones into their next console. To which my reply was, duh. I mean, this seems kind of obvious, at least to me. I mean, first of all, this was kind of obvious way back in the day when they started to announce things like the Nintendo Switch, for example, and the fact that it would have a Nintendo Switch app that would control parental things and would let you do voice chatting and would let you, interact in various different ways. Like, I think there was a Smash Brothers part where you could download levels and things like that. And even now, with some of these games that we see where like they have Just Dance integration and there's smartphones for controllers and there's smartphone controller integration and things like Everybody 1-2 Switch, and there's just certain games that just have smartphone integration in them, and we see this now even on the other side with PlayStation, with games like Erica, old games in the past like Hidden Agenda, and stuff like that included the smartphone being a controller in some way. This seems like a no-brainer, especially if the next Nintendo system is as strong as a PlayStation 4. That means that it's more than capable, and really any system nowadays, I mean, let's face it, if smartphones have been around for a while, any modern-day console should have some kind of smartphone integration. Even if it's something like the Xbox that just simply gives you an Xbox Game Pass app to see the games and download them. So for me, this is what Nintendo is going to do, and I think it's probably a 3-part thing. I really hope that they move the voice chat into the hardware, just because I think that'll be easy. I mean, now that we have things like Bluetooth that you can use headphones on, I think that all they have to do is just move that functionality to the console. And just have it to where, hey, if you got a Bluetooth headset, or shoot, even if the next controller that they have just has a built-in slot for the audio, you can do voice chat from it. I know that with stuff like Fortnite you can, but I think it's only in portable mode because you have to plug it in directly. But even if that's not the case, still, just go through Bluetooth. Come up with your own Nintendo Bluetooth headset. Sony's done it. Microsoft has done it with the Xbox. Nintendo can do it. They can come up with their own Bluetooth headset that works with the Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call it. Or again, just use AirPods or any, third-party headset that you just connect to Bluetooth, and it's just right there in your ear, and you can just do voice chat using the built-in microphone. And you can just choose to mute if you want them to just shut up, like I'm going to do. So what are the things that I want to see? And this is also the question that I pose to you. What do you want to see Nintendo do with the smartphone? And I think that it's kind of obvious, the number one pick, because I think that with a more capable system, they should finally bring back a lot of their older games that maybe perhaps didn't get the option to get a Switch port because they couldn't work without a second screen, and that is where those games come from. Games like Nintendo Land, for an example, that needed the second screen could easily move that to the smartphone screen. And now you can play a game like a Nintendo Land 2 or even a Nintendo Land remake, I guess, if you really wanted to just try it again. And now you have games like Mario Chase again, where now everybody that has a phone, well, I guess anybody that would be the Mario, because it'd be easy to do it with one phone instead of with multiple phones, would see the whole map and would just be running. And everybody else is looking at the TV screen in a 4-player split screen kind of situation. That's one way you could do it. And that could also present new ideas for these games that maybe you bring over to, like maybe the Wii U, for an example, to the Nintendo Switch Online. That maybe didn't get a chance to get that second screen treatment. And I really do think that can also help for 3DS games, because again, it can kind of be, if you want to bring over, I don't know, let's just use Animal Crossing. I doubt that's going to happen, but let's just use Animal Crossing Wild World as an example. You have this, the screen flipped, and even on an iPad or some kind of tablet with a bigger screen, this would work out super great, is you could have the whole touch on the bottom. So now you have games like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass that now you can just simply navigate by using your finger on your phone, and now you're playing the whole game on there, and then you just do, you'd have to change some things like the little lid flipping trick for Phantom Hourglass, but you could still essentially play 99% of these games with that. And with the fact that you have built-in microphones, doing stuff like the little flute thing for Spirit Tracks, it won't be that hard to do. Or you can just simply build in a microphone into one of the Joy-Cons and then get a little slot that just slides to the sides of the phone to where you're holding them like this. And there's all kinds of stuff you could do, but I really want to see them use that for Wii U 3DS integration to continue going forward with their consoles. Because right now we're dead stopped at the N64 at this point. We're dead stopped there. There's no looking at the GameCube or the Wii or the DS or anything for right now, because how would they do dual screen? Well, this is how they would do dual screen for DS games. So at least looking forward to the Wii and the DS era, that would make some of those games that have those touch controls and the touch screen controls easier to do. The next thing that I want to see them do is what I just mentioned a few moments back with Xbox, and allow us to use the app to make downloads. Now, I know that you can kind of already do that. Kind of. You can use your phone to go find the game, I think, in the Nintendo.com store, and then you can just say download and it sends it to your Switch. But I think it'd just be a heck of a lot easier if they just had a native app for that almost is like their app store. It just goes in, it shows all the new stuff in there, and you can just go in there and you can, find the game that you want, say download, and it sends it. Kind of like what you can do now with the PlayStation app and even the Game Pass app, where you can just find the game and just say, hey, add this to later or download to this console. If you happen to have multiple Switches, it can definitely come in handy for that. So that's one use. So now we have two uses. So to make it at least to where there's three uses, what's something else they could use this for? Well, I've already stated controls. for both old systems and for future games and for games that are using it now. I've already mentioned a shop. So, kind of harking back to what I was talking about before in a video months back, NFC. I think NFC would be the best use because if you have a phone, like my phone does, that has NFC technology, or has Face ID, or has Finger ID, this would be a great way to log in. You know, instead of having to say, hey, who's doing this? If I'm holding my phone and I'm using it as a controller to maybe, navigate through the various things or whatever, and it's like, hey, verify who you are. Well, if I got that little dock that I talked about that's holding the controllers, I can just look at it. Boom, yeah, we can verify it's you. You don't have to have an extra camera. You don't have to have a camera accessory. You can easily, again, just, even if you don't have that feature, I can simply hold this up to the, to whatever the next Joy-Con is, and just say, yeah, use my Apple Pay, use my Google Pay, use my Samsung Pay, whatever it is I'm using, use my PayPal, whatever. I just scan this little thing, and my phone pays for it. I don't have to go into the store and say, I want to do this. It just, boop, tap it, and it's verified. So that's another use right there. But that's just a couple of the uses that I can think of. But what do you guys think? Do you think that smartphone integration is something they're going to do? Do you think that's just a rumor? I think it's not. Only because we're seeing it now. With the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series, we're seeing smartphone integration. Now, it's not the main focus, not by far, but it is something that, hey, if you happen to have the PlayStation app, you can go on and you can find a game. You can say download to my console, and you can download it. Easy peasy. And this just seems like the exact same thing. And just to continue off of the Nintendo Switch app, they can combine it all into one app. This one app has parental features. This one app has the next Animal Crossing stuff, where maybe you can go in and you can see who's playing online. You can just simply say, I want to join this person's game, and it jumps you. Messages, Nintendo. Messages, okay? It's not that hard to send messages in 2023 anymore. It's just... And yeah, basically there's just all kinds of features that I think that they could do with this app. And so I think that it would be very great. And then this could even continue if they say, hey, look, the idea that we had of downloading customized stages for Smash Brothers with the Nintendo Switch Online app can go forward with the next Mario Maker, with the Zelda Maker, with the next Mario Kart. You can make your own tracks and all that, and use augmented reality to scan around the room and come up with all... Like, you can just go nuts with this. This is going to be really cool. And I think that is also the next best use for it, is if Nintendo goes back to using augmented reality as opposed to using virtual reality, even though I really do think they should continue to use Labo. I think that the VR that they had in Labo was a good idea. It just wasn't implemented well due to the screen, but with a better screen, you can just easily just pop that into the existing Labo VR goggles that you have and just play more VR games, and just simply give us some kind of a strap or something to hold it on our head. Because otherwise I have to lay back and use it, but whatever. You be Nintendo, you be you. But still, the matter of the fact is that there's just all kinds of great uses that I think they could use with this, and I hope that they do it, but I hope that they do it like I talked about in this video. Because if they just continue to use it like what they've done with the Switch, and it's just kind of there for voice chat, that's not that cool. That's not really that cool. You need to take it and you need to elevate it. And of course, it needs to be an optional thing. I think that's the key part. Is it needs to be an optional thing where people that don't give a hoot, like maybe my children, for an example, they won't give a hoot. They'll probably just play it portable, and they just want to see their friends list right there. They just want to be able to, then if you're that kind of person, then cool. You just go to the regular app store. You still have the same app store. It looks like it does on the app, but it's right there. It's a Nintendo eShop, just right there. You don't care about seeing the messages and all that stuff. Cool. It's all right there. It comes to your system. You get a little light or whatever. I still think they should have done something with the little bar at the top to say you got a new message or something that scrolls by. Kind of like what they did with the Wii, and you got a little flashing light on the slot. And even with the Wii U, I know that the Switch has a little icon thing on their controllers. Maybe they should use that light to just say, hey, you got a notification, and then you just tap the home button. But still, you can throw that kind of features in there. Or if you're the kind of person that's like me and you just want to know, hey, even if you're at work, you got a message from somebody on your Switch, it pops up on my smartphone and tells me. It can be the best of both worlds. If you don't care, you can use 100% of the next Switch system by itself. Or if you want to complement it with some things, you have the mobile app, smartphone, tablet integration, whatever you want to call it. I think it's the best of both worlds. But I've ranted on long enough about this. I really want to know what you guys think about this. I'm sorry for my hideous appearance today. I just shaved the other day, but it seems like it grows back. And apparently my hair is messed up. But you know what? Just like I would have had Clone 98 tell you, it's hot. I live in the South. It's hot. Okay? So I'm trying my best not to sweat like a pig and still give you this video. But I do hope that all of you guys have yourself a fantastic week, a great weekend, and hopefully I can bring you more content in the future. It's just, again, it's been hot, and I've been dealing with a lot when it comes to this heat. Seems like I can't do anything for longer than 5 minutes without sweating, which means I need to go lie down, and I don't want to deal with a whole lot. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And I do hope that if you see this video and you liked it, you give me a thumbs up. That'll let me know that you've seen it all the way to the end and you did enjoy this kind of content and you want to see more like it to encourage me to do more videos going forward. And like I said in the beginning, feel free to subscribe, but no pressure from me because I'm just a guy on the internet who's just shooting his opinions out there and basically just talking to the wind at this point. But I do hope that you did enjoy the video nonetheless. And have yourself a fantastic rest of your week if I don't get to talk to you until the next video. Or if I don't see you again at all. But that's going to be it for me, guys. What did you think about this video? Thoughts in the comments down below. Love to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, let's go retro.